I was having a conversation with somebody who really, really has it in her heart. She really wants to create a training program to help people do X, whatever that X is. It's her dream, it's her desire to do that, and it sounds like a wonderful, worthy pursuit for her to do that. Her problem is that she's got kids, she's got a house payment, she's got debt payment, she's got a number of things, and she just cannot see how she can afford to spend the time to develop this amazing program because she's got so many other things she's got to pay for. The thing she was asking me is, how in the world can I do this? And I said, there's a really simple solution that enables you to be able to get some cash, be able to pay for things, yet not have all your time eaten up in that thing you're doing. So you'll have the time to be able to develop your other program. And she said, what is it? And I said, I think you should pick up a few coaching clients. And she said, Don, I don't want to be in the business of selling time for money. I said, I totally understand. But here's what happens. When you get a few coaching clients, not when you go get a job. So when you get a job, you're selling time for money. When you have a whole bunch of coaching clients, then yes, you're selling time for money. And eventually you get to the point where you can't do anymore. And so then you're stuck. But here's what happens when you have a few. And when I say a few, I'm talking like 5 to 10. That's it. Okay. And in a minute, I'm going to show you some math that shows you how all this works. But in the meantime, here's what ends up happening. Those 5 to 10 give you a foundational income, a certain amount of money that just arrives in your bank account on the 1st or the 15th or the 5th or whatever it is, the day of the month that you want to bill. So you've got a foundational income that you can just rely on. And especially when you do it contractually, you've got it contractually established. Secondly, you can do this with relatively few hours. And in a minute, I'm going to show you the math and show you exactly how this works. But there are other advantages that come out of this other than just monetary. So the first one is this enables you to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on with at least a few people who are dealing with the very issues that your course or your program is later on going to resolve. And so it enables you to be able to learn how to talk to them, learn how to teach these things, learn the languaging that they're using, learn what they're really struggling with. All of that comes when you're regularly talking to a group of people who have your issues. In addition to that, you're able to get some testimonials. Now, the testimonial may not be for your course, but they can be, Sally helped me do blank, and it made all the difference in the world in my life. And that can be a huge testimonial when you're just coming out with your course or your program. You don't have to say, this is a testimonial from my program. You can say, this program is brand new, but I have been coaching people on that, and here are some testimonials from people I have coached in this. And then it makes total sense when people see those testimonials. And it shows that you can actually do the things that you're telling them you can do. It also teaches you how to teach the principles that you're going to teach in your program. So after you've taught this to maybe 5 different coaching clients, you will have started to dial in on exactly how to teach it, what to say, what to do in order to do that. This process right here can be incredibly valuable because you learn how to better communicate with your audience. Here's another advantage of doing this. You can shed them as you get busy. So let's say you've got 10 coaching clients, and as you start to get your program ready to go out, maybe you launch it and you get a few people. You didn't get the $1 million launch, you get a small launch, but you haven't got time to serve half of them. All right, get rid of half of them. And I don't mean that cruelly, but you can easily say, hey, it's time to be done with 5 of them. And so now you still got some foundational income, some contact with a group of people, but you've got some more time to be able to do things. By the way, I truly believe that everyone who is teaching a course or running a program ought to have at least a few one-on-one coaching clients. Why? Because all of these advantages I've just been talking about, and it enables you to be able to work at a higher level with a smaller group of people. Next, it's a very simple launch. In fact, in many cases, that launch consists of this. You pick up the phone and you call people who you know have this problem, who you know should buy. That can be the extent of your launch. Or you can do a full-scale webinar launch, or you can do even a full-scale Jeff Walker style launch and put things out there. So now let me show you the math on this for just a minute. Let's imagine for a moment that you look at things and you say, okay, I really need to have $5,000 per month to pay my bills and take care of the things that I need. I'm not going to be rich. I'm not going to be buying fancy cars and things like that, but this will pay my bills. How could you do that? Let's just imagine for a moment that what you do is you go get clients who each pay you $1,000 a month. How many clients you need to get to 5,000? Well, hey, pretty quick math. 5 clients at $1,000 a month would give you 5,000. But if you really want to get technical and put taxes in there, let's just say we're going to get 8. So that'll give you the ability to pay all your taxes and everything. And tell you what, we're going to go get 10 clients. All right. So you've got 10 clients now. Now, how in the world are you going to handle 10 clients and still be able to create your program? All right, here's the way it works. Let's just imagine with these 10 clients that you're meeting with them each 2 times a month. Okay, and my suggestion is you meet with them 2 times a month for 45 minutes each. So 45 minutes times 2 means 90 minutes per client. So an hour and a half per client. So this 10 times equals 15 hours per month. You got to have you're going to be devoting 15 hours per month to this. 15 hours divided by 4 means you need to spend about 4 hours per week. Now, if you look at it in terms of the way we traditionally look at, where you've got a 40-hour work week minus 4, that means you've got 36 hours per week to be able to develop your program. This is simple math. So if I'm able to get 10 people to pay me $1,000 a month to meet with them for 45 minutes, so I got to spend 15 hours per month. That means I'm spending about 4 hours per week. So it leaves me 36 more hours. Let's times that by 4. So that means it's 160 is 40 minus. Okay. Once again, I cannot do math in front of an audience. There's just something inside of me that doesn't work all that well. You got 144 hours per month to work on achieving your dream. And you did it all with a single set of conversations or an ongoing set of conversations. That's how you make this all work. And in fact, in many cases, I will tell you, many of the, quote, gurus that you see out there who are doing $500,000, $1 million, multiple $1 million launches, when they started, they did it with consulting clients. Now, they may have not met with them 10 hours twice a month for a period of time. They may have gone out and done a single consulting project and helped somebody in exchange for $50,000 or $100,000. And by the way, just so that you know, the gurus hire each other all the time to help each other on their launches. It happens all the time. You should be aware of that many of the people who, quote, sell courses for a living also do consulting for a living. Why? Because of everything I just showed you. Think about it. Let's just imagine that you're going to do the scarcity thing and you're going to say, there's no way I could get somebody to pay me $1,000 a month. People just won't pay me that much to talk to me twice a month for 45 minutes. All right. Okay. Personally, I think you got an issue there, but let's just step back. Let's say you get people to pay you instead of $1,000, you get them to pay you $500 a month. All you have to do is double all the numbers. So instead of 15 hours a month, you're doing 30 hours per month. And then instead of spending 4 hours a week, you're now spending 8 hours per week. And so instead of 36 hours, oh, I'm so sorry, now you only got 32 hours a week. And so instead of 144, you got 16 less than that. So you got 128 hours per month to work on achieving your dream. You can still make that work. So if you're going to do a scarcity model, if you're going to do the imposter syndrome, if you're going to say, oh, I can't do this because of that, well, guess what? You can still make it work. We could do the same thing. We could go on $250 per month. I wouldn't recommend it. I think that's underpricing yourself. Unless you're in an industry that simply won't pay, then maybe you should get out of that industry and go into an industry that does pay. So, just a few thoughts. Think about it. Could you make this work? How could you make this work? This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.